Rafael Guzman's fourth son was born about a year ago. He was going to the hospital to see his newborn son, and as he was driving to the hospital in Guadalajara, Mexico, a car pulled up alongside him. In a case of mistaken identity, 11 bullets rained into the car, striking Guzman 3 times. In fact, 1 bullet went right through him. 1 is lodged in his right forearm to date. He went to the hospital, was checked out by the doctors, released, saw his newborn son, said it was God's will that I'd be with my son, and then was released from the hospital, stayed out of the gym for 15 days, and then was back training. He said, yeah, my neighborhood was poor but never violent. I'm not moving out, even though his father urged him to do it. He said, I've done nothing wrong. Why should I leave? High character and one tough customer in Rafael Guzman, who takes the fight on short notice against the explosive Mikey Garcia. Meanwhile, Mikey Garcia ranked in the top 4 in all the top major organizations. And Max Kellerman, when you look at Garcia, there's one thing that really stands out, a right hand.
Sure, clinical style, good, well-rounded boxing skills, but a right hand that he can shorten up, throw on the inside, throws from long range, and when it lands, guys fall.
Mikey Garcia coming off an impressive win back in March against Matt Remillard, who was 23-0 with 13 knockouts. He took his time. Look, he comes from a gym in Ventura, California, run by his father, Eduardo Garcia, and his brother, the great trainer, Robert Garcia, former champion. They got a lot of big battles in that gym, but that's not Mikey's temperament. Even though his father and brother sometimes want to see him do more, he told us, look, I can only be me and fight the way I want to fight, what's comfortable for me. If I can win easy, why not do it that way? Why do I have to get into a big battle when I can just simply outpoint and then break down my man and knock him out late? Very mature 21-year-old with 25 wins, no losses, and 21 knockouts on his resume. He's very relaxed, kind of just leans back and takes it easy during the fighter meetings, but explosive in the ring. Time for the introductions as we send it up to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Staples Center, Los Angeles, California, USA, where tonight Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing is proud to present HBO Boxing After Dark, an evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. Sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter, all bouts sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this first bout: Jonathan Davis, Alejandro Rochin, and Fritz Werner. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Wayne Hedgepeth. And now, from Staples Center, Los Angeles, let's get this party started. 10 rounds of boxing in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold, officially weighing in at 126 3/4 pounds. An excellent professional record, 28 victories, including 20 knockouts, with only 2 defeats. Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, the KO artist, Rafael Chocho Guzman. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing brown, official weight 127 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 25 fights, 25 victories, including 21 KOs. He's the fighting pride of Oxnard, California, from Moreno Valley, California. Here is the undefeated Miguel Mikey Garcia.
Okay, we good here. You fighters receive your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up and come out.
We've seen many times that for these tough, largely unknown fighters out of Mexico, success is a matter of getting the opportunity. Here's an opportunity, but it comes against Mikey Garcia, a blue chip prospect and now contender out of one of the best gyms in boxing.
Guzman was able to take this fight on 3 days' notice because he was scheduled to fight on a card in Mexico next Saturday night. So he's been in the gym, ready to go. His father is a former professional fighter who's in his corner. And Guzman in the black and gold. Garcia in the dark brown and silver. Roy, what do you look for early for Garcia? He's fighting an opponent that he had absolutely no time to prepare for.
Yeah, well, Garcia's a smart guy. He's in a gym full of great fighters, so there's nothing that this guy can offer that he hasn't seen. So far, you see Guzman starting out with a great jab, which is creating distance for him, and Garcia is just trying to feel him out to figure out how to put that mean right hand on his chin.
One thing, it's not that he hasn't seen, but he's probably not used to, is a guy with a several inches of height on him, Roy, at this weight.
Yeah, this is a good thing for Guzman. However, we also know that he's been out, and we know that Garcia packs a mean punch, so we'll have to see who takes advantage of what situation first.
Guzman got knocked out March the 6th of last year in Mexico in the first round against Carlos Cardenas. Guzman actually dropped Cardenas in that first round, and then he said, I got careless, thought it was easy, got caught with the right hand. You must always concentrate, but it was a learning experience for me. I'll never do that again.
Well, good thing here is Garcia's already felt Guzman's power. Guzman does not know what lies in that right-hand glove of Garcia yet.
It is a huge step up in class for Guzman. Stiff jab from Garcia.
Just watching Guzman handle himself, you can see that he can handle himself.
And you can tell that he comes from a family of boxers. Just by the way he handles himself.
Guzman, you mean?
Yes.
What do you mean specifically?
Well, he's very calm. He's very patient here, and he knows he's fighting a big fighter, and he's landing some great punches on Garcia early. This usually doesn't happen to Garcia.
I mentioned that Guzman's father was a fighter. He actually fought on the undercard of a Julio Cesar Chavez fight.
I believe he may have hurt Garcia with that left hook just now.
But you know what I liked? Garcia kept that right hand tight, and when he tried to follow up with another left hook, Guzman did, Garcia picked it off.
Well, you know, Garcia is an excellent, confident defensive fighter. He doesn't go out and rush things. He waits, he allows his time, his openings to come, and then he takes advantage.
So funny because some of that frustrates his father, and sometimes even his brother a little bit because of the temperament of their gym. But as Mikey said, hey, I got to be me. Well, I'm the one in there.
Right now, I think it's frustrating him a little bit even because he can't land nothing big without getting caught with something big.
Guys, this first round was some high-level stuff.
Right hand to the left from Guzman, and a counter shot from Garcia. End of round one.
No se descuide, okay? Breathe. Don't be careless. ¿Cómo está?
How are you doing? Okay? How do you feel? Good? You scored 3 punches, you know that. And you're being last. What's he at? No? Okay, but be careful. Be careful then. Especially in closing the rounds. Don't be desperate.
Estás entero, estás bien, ya lo sentiste.
You're good. You felt it. You felt the strength.
¿Cómo lo sentiste, amigo?
How'd you feel? Good? Okay.
Well, let's take a look at some of the action in round number one.
Right here you see Guzman come with a 1-2, followed by a counter left hook from Garcia that lands in the back of the neck. What an awkward place to get caught at.
So we begin round number two of the scheduled 10-round featherweight bout between Mikey Garcia and Rafael Guzman. Garcia, according to CompuBox, outlanded Guzman in the round 13-9. Guzman busier, though. He threw 38 more punches.
Like Guzman's jab, Roy. He's landing it from long range against Garcia.
Yeah, I like it. He's landing it from long range, but if you look at it, he's also putting a lot of weight on that front foot when he throws his jab.
Heavy jab?
Yes, and what will happen is, as the fight goes on, Mikey will try to trick him into throwing that jab and counter with a right hand.
The Garcia camp, brother Robert, one of his trainers, said that even
in preparation for Miguel Beltran, who pulled out of this fight, Roy, they weren't really training specific. They were just doing their own thing. So it really didn't matter that there's a different opponent because they weren't training specifically for any fighter. They were just trying to get better. Why would they take that? There's a good left hand by Garcia. Then he unloads with the right hand. Good right hand by Garcia after a left hand. Steps in with the right hand again. It's the power of Mikey Garcia.
And there's a cut on the right eye of Guzman now.
And Mikey Garcia is doing that on real pure boxing skill. He's a skillful enough fighter that against a guy with a longer reach and height who can handle himself. Here it is early in the fight, second round, and Garcia's landing clean, hard shots flush on the face.
Roy, is that as Garcia throws a left and then steps in with a right hand again, is that something that does happen during the course of one's career, that in preparation for a fight they don't really go fighter specific and just work on stuff on their own?
Yeah, because in Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s case tonight, you have guys that change up sometimes. They don't always fight the same. So it's best to get yourself prepared the best that you can be, and then whatever he brings, you can deal with it, especially if you're a complete fighter. And I think Mikey Garcia is definitely a complete fighter.
Bad cut over the right eye here of Guzman.
Guzman has been cut training on the bridge of his nose and his head, but never has sustained cut to the eye like that. But he's got one here on the right eye in round 2.
I like Garcia's defense. Just keeps that right hand high, the chin tucked, elbows in.
I like his patience. He has a lot of patience. He didn't go out in the first round and just do anything just to land a punch. He took his time, waited till the openings came, and then he took advantage of them.
End of round number 2. A very good round for Mikey Garcia.
Bien, mijo. Good, son. How you feeling? Good? Good. Son, I told you, from the last round, keep your hand, your right hand up. If you throw, you bring it back, he's going to catch you. You got to bring it back and work that shot to the cheek. You're good? Okay, I'm okay. You've got to jab him. And bring your knees down. Bend your knees. He's catching you over the top.
All right, let's take a look at a left hook coming up right here to the right eye of Guzman that caused the cut right there. There you go. So you saw the punch, and I confirmed in between rounds here with referee Wayne Hedgepath that the punch did cause the cut. So it's been ruled a punch.
Yeah, but worse than that left hook was you saw him get hit with the same right hand 2 times in a row right there. That is not a good thing when you're fighting a power puncher like Garcia.
All right, let's check in with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob, well, I got it all even. I thought Rafael Garcia outworked Mikey. Rafael Guzman outworked Mikey Garcia in round number 1. But in round number 2, Mikey Garcia started to come with that straight right hand. I mean, do some real damage. Cut Guzman's eye and won that second round big, just like you said. 1-1, 19-19, all even so far.
Roy, you almost get the sense that as Guzman steps in with a combination, Garcia goes into protective mode. That in that second round, Garcia really sort of figured out the angles that he needs against the taller opponent and sort of an awkward guy.
Well, he figured out the distance. That was the main thing, getting the distance on his right hand. He figured out how to use that jab to get close enough and then bring the right hand straight down the pipe.
Although Mikey Garcia is not a blood and guts kind of fighter because he hasn't had to be so far, it's really a pleasure to watch him ply his craft here. Getting the upper hand, not just on athletic talent, but on real pure boxer-puncher skills.
Max, where do you see, Mikey Garcia right now in the landscape of the featherweights? Guzman, caution for holding.
I think at featherweight, there's one outstanding talent that has separated himself from the pack. And that's, of course, Yuriorkis Gamboa, the Cuban sensation. I think Mikey Garcia already fits in comfortably with everyone else, already.
And he's just 23 years of age. Won't turn 24 until December the 15th.
Saw Salido upset Juan Manuel Lopez.
There's Garcia digging in with some power.
He found him walk with that right hand now. That's going to be bad for Guzman.
Guzman trying to keep him away with that jab.
That was Guzman's best weapon early, with that long jab, because it kept Mikey off guard and away from him with that straight right hand.
Hey, he threw 40 in the first round, in which he had that good run. Even though he only landed 3, Roy, the fact that he was throwing a lot of them worked to his advantage.
That's right. It made it more of a defensive punch.
Speaking of defense, Roy, I've noticed that since...
Right hand by Garcia. Right across the chin of Guzman.
Since the first round, Guzman's jab's been much less effective. Might be a moot point now.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Right and a left. Guzman trying to fight back. Garcia steps in with a right again. End of round 3.
Get it lower. Bend your knees. Lower a little bit.
Ahí te va, mijo. Está tranquilo.
Let's go, son. Relax.
Haga caso acá, voltea.
The turn.
Get the ribs. He's got long ribs, so let's work the body some, right? Okay? When you throw the body, don't drop your right hand. Okay? When you go to the left of the body, don't drop it because he's throwing that hook. Muy bonito trabajo.
Very nice job.
Okay? Breathe. Respirando.
Here we see Garcia starting to line him up with this jab and follow with a straight right hand right on the button. That was one. Then he came back once again right behind the jab with a straight right, bam, right down the pipe. You cannot allow him to land that punch that comfortably over and over again.
And according to CompuBox, Garcia, 22 of 38 as far as the connects. But you know, the one thing Garcia did in that round that was really nice, Roy, he used his jab. He was 11 of 23 with his jab, according to CompuBox, and then 11 of 15 with his power shots. So the jab really set up the power shots for Garcia.
Yeah, it did, and he started winning the jab battle against a taller guy. You don't often see that, but it always works in his favor when it does.
Left hand by Garcia, counter shot from Guzman.
I was going to ask, Roy, how has he taken the jab away? How has Garcia taken the jab away? Oh!
He's taking away with his own jab. He started jabbing first instead of letting Guzman. See like that? He's jabbing first now. Guzman's not jabbing first. Watch, see right there? Garcia leads with the jab first. Therefore, he's taking Guzman's jab away from him.
Guzman may be a little gun shy with his own jab because he keeps getting countered, as you mentioned, with right hands.
He can't seem to block the right hand for some reason. No defense at all.
And that's what gave Guzman the success, too, in the first round, was his doubling and tripling up his jab.
Exactly. It kept Garcia off of him some. Now Garcia can get to him at will because he's not jabbing as much.
See, Guzman is a tough guy. Doesn't seem discouraged in spite of the shellacking he's taken the last couple rounds.
Not at all.
And he's not simply throwing caution to the wind. He's still trying to execute a game plan. It's just he's being outskilled.
Well, you know he's one tough guy, as we told you the story about. Walked right into a shot there from Garcia.
The same right hand.
5, 6.
Oh, and he's not getting up. Just over a minute to go in the fourth. Wayne Hedgepath stops it.
That was a complete and very impressive performance from Mikey Garcia.
He landed 10 of 13 power shots in that fourth round and finishes off Guzman and gets knockout number 22 and win number 26.
Let a guy consistently hit you over and over again with his best punch, that's usually going to happen.
Well, let's take a look at how Mikey Garcia finished him off in round number 4.
When he came out with his jab, like we said earlier, he led with the jab, followed right behind with the right hand. He's been doing it all night for the last 3 or 4 rounds at least, and eventually it was going to get to him.
Another look at it.
Straight right hand, right off the jab. Just a basic 1-2 right down the pipe.
Second, fourth round stoppage in Garcia's career. I mean, he got the full shoulder and leverage behind that one, Roy.
He got everything into it because he knew he was going to land it. He's landed it several times before, 2 times back-to-back almost every time, so he knew he was going to land it.
You know, he might be only 23, but you can just see the way he boxes, Roy. He's got a very high boxing IQ. I mean, he breaks down his opponent mentally and physically, leading to the knockout. It's not just brute force.
Well, you got to remember now, his brother was a world champion also.
Yeah.
His daddy was a world champion trainer. I mean, he's in the gym with some of the best fighters that are fighting right now to date. And he has to survive in the gym with these guys. So you know he has a high IQ or he wouldn't be where he is now.
All right, let's get the official time of the stoppage to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute 55 seconds of round number 4. The winner by knockout victory. His record now still perfect, 26-0, 22 by knockout. The fighting pride of Oxnard, Moreno Valley, California, Miguel Mikey Garcia.
So Mikey Garcia gets win number 26 as we take a look at some final punch stats. Total punches in the fight. Garcia lands at a really good clip, 47%, 68 of 145. Guzman at just 12%. And the power punches, well, Garcia over the balance of this fight, he used his jab where he landed 34% of his jabs did Garcia, which set up the 70% connect with the power shots, 37 of 53. Knockout number 22. And Mikey Garcia is with Max Kellerman.
Mikey, congratulations on a spectacular performance. First round, you seemed to come out and measure him. Maybe he even won the round. What did you see in that first round?
Well, we wanted to, start out, calm, patient, like I always do. Feel him out. Like I said, I didn't know anything about him. So we took the first round, a little patient, but I still think I landed the better shots. He might have taken the round maybe, but I feel I did, good and landed the better shot.
What did you see in that round? Because you came out and gave him a shellacking over the rest of the fight.
I just thought, he was open when he would throw his long punches. He was open for counter punches. And, I was able to land the overhands and the left hooks.
Here we have a shot of the knockout, as it turned out. Can you describe it to us?
Well, I was landing the right hand a couple times, and that one was just a perfect right hand. I had landed previous right hands in the previous rounds, and that one just came perfect,
Mikey, at this point, you're only 23. Who are you looking for in the division? Do you feel you're ready to fight for a belt?
I'm ready. I think I showed in my previous fights that I've grown. I've shown everybody I'm capable of fighting and challenging for a world title now. Hopefully I get a shot at the world title. I feel I'm ready. I'm ready for, Salido, for Gamboa, Chris John, John Gonzalez, any of the guys. I'm ready for them.
Including Gamboa, you think?
Of course. I feel that my style can surprise a lot of people. A lot of people think I may not be so flashy or spectacular, but once they get in the ring, they feel that I'm above their level. And I think I can prove that against Gamboa, too.
Thank you for a real fun fight to watch.
I just want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks, HBO, for having me again. And shout-outs to Genaro. Chicanito, we're with you. God bless. Stay strong, brother.